You're locked on to Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaCote. Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Scott Gerard, Tim LaComb. This time tomorrow, Coach, we're going to be hanging out in Texas, enjoying Big 12 Media Day. College football, it's kind of the unofficial kickoff of college football.
And can't get here soon enough.
I know, right?
Except for you're going to be traveling more, which will, I'll cope with that.
Oh, it won't be as bad. Now, basketball season can get a little rough sometimes.
That's true. I guess by the time football, you're leaving Fridays after the show sometimes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the old charters can be
they're a nice thing.
They're nice, but you're on their schedule,
That's
not
true.
your own schedule.
That is true.
But, yeah, I can't wait to get the college football season started. By the way, a little bit of breaking news. The Big 12 has already announced its preseason awards. And guess what? We keep hearing about him. Shehan Jayaraja kept talking about him. But L.J. Martin, your preseason Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. Now, everybody at BYU would be saying it don't matter because it's preseason. He hasn't done anything, but he's done plenty to earn that honor. Now he has to go out there and earn this honor coming up in the regular season.
Well, I think the way BYU's built, they were going to be good this year. But when LJ said, I'm coming back, I think that takes it to a whole another echelon. And I really do believe that, they flirted with the Big 12 title. And Texas Tech is obviously a great foe. Utah's a great foe. But I think, in their minds, this is the year they do it. And so at least a trip to that championship game again and hopefully a better outcome.
Yeah. And look, I think that if you're BYU, you're looking at this year and saying it's a Big 12 championship game and anything less is probably a little bit of a disappointment.
I mean, that's kind of the vibe I get from BYU and the folks there. And again, hype and expectation have crushed many a dream.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's well placed. You've got a tenured coach, especially in the league, certainly well respected, who's just had to fine tune his staff a little bit. And so that defensive piece will be interesting because Jay Hill did make quite a defense out of a group of guys. And, he's on to things now in Michigan. The cool part is Kelly, was right there watching it. And it's Kelly.
Kelly Papinga,
yeah. Because I knew both of them.
Yeah.
So sometimes I throw the bro's name in there. Kelly is such a good guy, has worked really hard, is not a Johnny-come-lately, not a guy that just showed up, and found his way politically into that job. He's paid his dues.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the fact that, he's going to get his crack. And I think with Kalani nearby and again, having Jay and learning some of the principles that I think Jay has made a constant everyday thing, I think BYU can dream big.
They should. And I think that's, it's an opportunity for them to really establish that brand that they've been building and building and building towards and saying, to win that Big 12 championship. You were knocking on the door last year. If they can get that and then knock themselves into the the college football playoff, it's a huge accomplishment. And if they're able to accomplish that before the University of Utah, that's going to be a problem. But make no mistake, Utah is going to be just fine this year. I have very little concern that Utah can be right there in the mix in this thing too.
I get a really good vibe coming from another.
I do too.
And you see, watching just tweet after tweet over the last couple of weeks of guys jumping on. They like what they're hearing from a recruiting standpoint. And Utah's done a really good job just accumulating talent, it's how Kyle did it in the first place. You got to have talented dudes, always. And I do believe Morgan Scalley is the type of guy that can coach guys just the way Kyle did, to the same result, using different methods. I think Morgan's will be one that I think it's going to be a little more open. I think they're going to smile and laugh a little more, but don't mistake any of that stuff for the fact that they want to rip your head off.
Yeah. And but yeah, you're right. Utah's on a heater right now when it comes to recruiting.
Big time.
And the commitments they've been picking up.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
And I think a lot of people are like, okay, let's see what the staff looks like. And once they got settled in and got to work, it's like, whew, okay, here they go. And BYU's doing well. I mean, both these schools are just humming along at a nice level when it comes to recruiting.
Well, and there's great pride in the fact that that preseason poll I looked at, and we'll actually see the official one, but this is conjecture. But it had BYU and Utah there in 2 and 3, and again, these are schools that at their different times went from the mid-major to the halves, and they've worked their way into it. They figured out NIL. They've navigated the landscape. So both Utah and BYU fans should be excited. Both staffs should be congratulated, both on the athletic side and on the coaching side, because the Big 12 was always something you'd hope to be in and you could compete in. And now their name's right up there at the top.
Yeah. All right, Summer League continues tonight for the Utah Jazz here in Salt Lake City, and then they'll hit the road and go down to Vegas. But after a huge Game 1 performance, Darryn Peterson had a chance to catch up with the media. Here is the newest member of the Utah Jazz after a big night for the Jazz in Summer League.
Darryn, how would you assess, your performance tonight, and what were you seeing, particularly, down the stretch in those possessions?
I think I was pretty good. I could help my team win. Happy we came out on top. Last couple possessions, I know I missed the box out, turned the ball over. I'm going to have to watch it back, but got to be better at the end of the game. We had a lot of turnovers at the end of the game. We got to be able to seal the game.
Darryn, at the start of the game, first possession, you guys get the tip and then you get the ball. Are you thinking to yourself, I just see something and you drive for it, or were you instructed to kind of go to the basket?
Just a read. Yeah, I seen a bigger guy come out on me, so I tried to just attack him.
When you walked out onto the court for warm-ups, you had a standing ovation from fans, and there were fans chanting MVP and all these kind of things. What was it like just getting to play in front of them for the first time? It was great. Kind of takes me back to the Kansas, just reminds me of Kansas a little bit, with a great fan base. And like I said in the media before, when I put on the uniform, it's not just for myself, it's for the fans as well. So happy to see me out there.
Darryn, with everything's happened, getting drafted, all of that, I'm sure there were some nerves or something built up for it. Just how did it feel to go out there and finally play with Jazz across your chest?
It felt great. I said after the game, that was my first game since my last game in March. And that was also on my mind because Zubies was on the other team, and they beat us on that game winner. I don't know if you guys seen it, but that was on my mind. So, happy to get the win.
Darryn, you had kind of talked about you were itching to get back on the court and kind of prove yourself. Was that kind of a motivating factor for you heading into this game, and how did you kind of use that in your favor in your first game as a Jazz man?
For sure. I've been training super hard, manifesting this game for since the season ended. My Kansas season ended. So to get out there and finally be able to put on a jersey and play again is great. And then on top of that, I got Jazz across my chest now. So it's a huge honor and privilege.
Darryn, you hit a three towards the end of the game that was just a little bit left of the top of the key, and you had a very similar shot against Texas Tech in a tie game. Is that a spot you like to get to in a moment, or is it just kind of what the game dictates? Take me through that kind of late game moment.
He kind of just a game dictator. They switched. I had the same layup I had on the beginning of the game. I had him again, and I just thought score when I got him. So got one up. Happy he went in.
Playing next to some NBA guys on your roster, better spacing, bigger size, though. What did you notice in your first game?
First thing I noticed, it was I'm tired. I was the altitude was getting to me a little bit. I was tired, but like you said, more space. Also, how important scouting report is. It was important in college, but also I got to be able to go out there and perform what we scouted and went over. So I got to be better at that. Those probably the main things.
Darryn, you kind of already hit on it, but you said the opposing team had a player that hit a game winner against you in Kansas in the NCAA tournament. How do you use things like that? How do you note take things like that to kind of motivate you heading into these games? I mean, what is the process like for that?
I'm already kind of motivated going into the game. Just it's a basketball game. I'm a competitor. Every time I step out there, I want to help my team win. But I use that as a little bit extra just because he ended my freshman year. So I kind of use anything I can.
Darryn, what have your first days been like, just kind of on and off the floor? And, what are some of the things that have stood out to you? And, have there been any, signature moments that you've encountered that you'll remember going forward?
Yeah. First couple of days been great. Practice, going hard, competing every day. Leaning on guys like Keontae. He's been at every practice and been pushing me to do certain things and hold me accountable. Like I can't wait to play with him, play together. Then off the court, really just been with my dog. I don't really want something off the court. I don't got much time to myself no more. He got to be taken out and walked and stuff. I want him to have like a great life, so I've been trying to like walk him and spend as much time as I can with him when I'm off court.
What's his name?
Denim.
Like the jeans?
Yeah, like the jeans. Yeah. It's crazy. Like the people were telling me like at halftime, my alarm was going off on my phone. It said feed Denim. Like so yeah, I'm trying to get Dad of the Year. So yeah, I had that on there. But yeah, off court, just him really chilling and treatment and him.
Has anything surprised you with this, the week of practice, this game? Have you had like a welcome to NBA moment or anything that's kind of wasn't something you expected?
Welcome to NBA. I'd probably say like these guys are a lot stronger, maybe. That was the biggest thing I noticed today. Also got to get used to like the refs, the whistle. It's a different whistle. That was the first thing that come to mind on that one.
Darryn, you talked a lot during the pre-draft process about wanting to get back to showing your playmaking at the next level. Just how did it feel to have the ball in your hands so much this game?
It felt good. I feel like I know I had a lot of turnovers. Yeah. I got to be better with it. But it felt good. Got to take care of the ball, though. Can't have talk about that with Coach Hardy the other day. Live ball turnovers are bad, so we gotta be better.
A scout I was talking to says it looks easy for you in terms of like getting to your spots, creating your shot. Does that still feel pretty natural and pretty easy for you at this level?
I don't know. I train super hard to try to make the games easier for me, but I wouldn't say it's easy. I just try to find my spot. Like they said, I just try to find my spot and get it up or make a play, but I wouldn't say it's easy. Still got to work.
I know you've talked a lot about having conversations with Keontae, but quite a few vets are back from Bryce, Darryn, Isaiah. What have those conversations been like?
Mainly just with Keontae, but those guys are at the scrimmage we had the other day, so they just basketball stuff really. We spent some time together at Coach's house, and we'll probably get together today for the 4th, but just been like welcome and happy to have me, that kind of stuff. Only one that's been like coaching me up is Keontae on court.
There you go. Keontae out there serving as not just a teammate, but as a coach as well for the Jazz Summer League. So a lot of attention going his way, a lot of excitement certainly earned based on that game. And again, it wouldn't surprise me if, I don't think it would happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if he puts up a dud tonight, because that's just kind of how it goes sometimes, especially with rookies playing in Summer League.
Well, just as excited as everybody is tonight, don't
freak
out.
Just
know it's a process, man. And sure, this kid has, I think people throw comps out, they whisper comps sometimes because they don't dare say them out loud. But when you're thrown into a certain echelon, the expectations are going to be through the roof. And have to remind you, it still does take time. Those guys were not those guys right away. And those guys were not those guys 2 to 3 years in. So it takes a little time. But I will just say truth in advertising. I loved what I saw. I loved that he competed the way he did. I loved the way he took accountability after for, some things that didn't go great. And but ultimately, if you're a Jazz person and you watch that and say, I'm really glad we got him at number 2.
Like, okay, we can work with this.
We can work with this.
Yes.
This will do.
That'll do, Pig. That'll do. No, there's just so much to get fired up about. And again, it's you want to keep yourself even keeled throughout the whole process in summer league, but sometimes it's hard not to get a little excited about what October, November, and this upcoming season could look like.
Well, it's no doubt the one thing that we said all along is what a year for the Jazz to get the number 2 pick when there are literally 3 number 1 picks on the board.
Yep.
If you were just assigned one of those 3 guys at year's end, you would have been thrilled. And the way it worked out, I think AJ is going to be terrific, and he'll get his first crack in summer league against the Jazz. Darryn has got off to a great start, and Boozer was everything everybody said he was the other night. So I think that is one thing we can definitely agree on. There was a lot of talent in this draft. Acuff had a big night. The names will start to pop, of guys that had good nights. But overall, you got to love it. If Darryn Peterson had that's a memorable first game.
I think Kurt, like I've been on that Boozer being rookie of the year. I think Kurt may have got me rethinking that because I think Acuff very easily could be rookie of the year next year
With just the ball in his hand and he's the plan.
Yep.
Yeah,
just go get it.
He's good enough to certainly rack up a ton of numbers. And I hope he's got a little more to him. Sacramento hopes he's got a little more to him because it's going to take a crazy effort to rip that thing out of the gutter because that's where Sacramento resides, in the gutter.
Yeah, you just feel bad for those guys.
And our guy Kurt just broke news that they waived DeRozan. He's out. He also broke news that Hachimura is staying in L.A., not the Lakers, though, going over to the Clippers.
Going to the Clippers. Not a big surprise there. Not the Clippers, but that he's not going back to the Lakers.
Yeah, not a big surprise at all. I think that was floated out there, a number that could be saved if they were able to not bring LeBron and Rui back. So being in that mix, I didn't think there was a big chance he'd be back. But certainly a good player, and the Clippers are like, okay, we'll just stay in the same apartment and play for us.
Yeah. All right, 125, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Kurt Heelan's been here. We've had a little change up. We have not forgotten about it. It is a big day for Team USA. It is a big day for our nation. It is, yes, a World Cup day, trying to punch their ticket to the round of 8. Team USA taking on Belgium. You will have your 1 minute of World Cup update. Are we giving them a minute or 90 seconds?
Yeah, we're back up to a minute.
Okay, so not 30 seconds. You're going to give them a full minute.
I want to discuss something on the other side with
Mr. Annapolis?
Our FIFA over here, Oz.
Me?
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Just on a ruling that you made last
FIFA.
week.
We will do that coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
We all have routines. I'm Jabron, and with diabetes, mine was finger sticks. Sometimes I skip them because they hurt. The Freestyle Libre 3CGM changed that. It gives me glucose insights without finger sticks. Learn more at freestylelibre.us.
Finger sticks are required if your glucose alarms or readings do not match symptoms, or when you see check blood glucose symbol for the first 12 hours. The views expressed should not be used for medical diagnosis or treatment as a substitute for professional medical advice. Individual circumstances may vary. For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
Best sports radio in Utah is right here. This is Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb, on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Scott Gerard, the coach, Tim LaComb. Hey, yes, coach. You have a question there in the back.
Oh, no, I was just waving to the cameras.
Oh, I thought you were
I was just doing my parade wave.
Elbow, wrist.
Which I'm going to need here in a couple weeks.
Oh, what have you got signed up for?
I'm not
Yes, you
I think
do.
the Big Daddy.
You going to the big one, huh?
The big one, yes.
The granddaddy of them all.
The one they had for Karl Malone back in the day.
Yes.
We're starting Tim off right.
The days of 47.
It'll probably be 147 degrees by then.
Yeah.
Because it's getting hot, y'all.
Yep.
We'll know hot tonight, though.
Good thing you got those windows.
There's nothing like getting off the jetway, and nothing says welcome to Texas like that humidity.
I used to hate the heat so much, and now I'm like,
you dig it?
I love it. Absolutely love it. All right. We do have in fact, let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Let's see if Mr. Annapolis shows up on there.
Sorry, Belgium.
Here he is. It is time for your 1-minute soccer World Cup update as the United States now fully leaded, ready to go. Let's check. Oh, we may have lost our guy, Alex.
He's such a prima donna. If stuff's not, you don't play as open, he's just going to get off the line.
He's like,
he's getting big for his britches.
You know what? That's what happens. You get a guy, I'm
With
sure.
great talent.
A recruit, great talent, good dude, works hard, and then he tastes a little bit of the good life, and then it sours him. And he's never quite the same again.
I feel it, Jay Busy Brown. It's getting hot. It is getting hot in here.
Hot in here.
That's off the YouTube stream. Yes, Gary Anderson is still at BYU. Good point.
Yes.
And Gary is a hell of a football coach.
By the way, I ran into Gary, had a nice little chat with him, and I'm going to try to see if he can he is willing to do a little bit of a weekly hit with us throughout the season. So I'd love to be able to chat with Gary. All right. Now he is locked and loaded, ready to go, just like the entire Team USA roster coming up for their showdown against Belgium. It is your 1-minute World Cup update with the world-famous Alex Napolis. It starts right now.
Well, obviously the big story tonight is the U.S. men's national team taking on Belgium. The U.S. team moved on after taking down Bosnia and Herzegovina 2-0 in the last round. But the big story is Flo Balogun, the starting striker for the U.S. men's national team, who got a red card in the last game. He was supposed to be suspended for this game, but now he's eligible to play after the FIFA independent judiciary board decided that his red card suspension would be suspended. He'll have to serve it at a later time. And so Flo Balogun is available for the U.S. men's national team. However, though, a lot of pushback from the federations, a lot of pushback from Belgium, their head coach, saying that, of course, he should be serving the suspension tonight. So we'll see if Balogun ends up making the starting lineup for the U.S. men's national team. Yesterday, Brazil bowed out of the tournament. They lost 2-1 to Norway. Holland scored 2 goals in that one. And then England taking down Mexico in Mexico City, a 3-2 scoreline as England moves on to the quarterfinals and Mexico bows out of the tournament.
That Mexico, I know that you were keeping a close eye on that, you and your family. That was a bit of a gut kick, knowing that you had, 10 minutes up a man, and you couldn't quite get it there.
Oh, they were up a man for probably closer to 20.
Oh, was
and then okay. And then of course you have a bunch of additional time added on to the end, but Mexico lacked, I guess, the ideas. They lacked a little bit of the precision when it came to their crosses. England holds on. They absolutely throw everybody behind the ball to make sure that nobody from the Mexican national team had any chances to get anything going. And then, of course, they hold on to that 3-2 win.
England didn't have a lot left in the tank there at the end of that thing, too. You could tell that the elevation may have played a toll, but still couldn't get it done there for Mexico.
Yeah, and I think that's the unfortunate part. Just Mexico not being able to take advantage of their opportunities. Mexico not being able to take advantage of being up a man. England, with them being tired, with them being at elevation, with them being down a man, they held on really well. The way that they set up, they made sure that there was no passing lanes for Mexico. They forced everything out wide for Mexico to cross it into the box. But even then, I mean, Mexico didn't have much left in the tank as well when it came to precision on the crosses, precision on balls into the box. Plus, England, very physical, very tall, and it ended up not working out for Mexico.
Hey, Alex, this is just a question about the red card. I understand the other day you were penalized 30 seconds for the red card. Is that correct?
I was for the U.S. Red card. I was penalized. Yes.
Okay, that's my line of questioning to you. So Lloyd, did you order the red card?
Yeah, I ordered the red card.
Why
do it again?
Why did you order the red card?
You know what? The reason he got the red card on that is because I'm sorry, I'm not going to be dealing with this lame red card. Like, really, you're kicking out the U.S.'s best player. Like, I didn't think that.
No. I'm saying on the penalty.
Yeah,
you penalized him because you didn't like the sportsmanship.
Yeah, so your response to that was that you kicked off our best soccer analyst and cost him 30 seconds.
Yes.
So that was it. That was a
Sorry,
little bit
I
of
lost a little bit of respect for soccer after that.
So just to make sure you ordered the Code Red?
Sure.
We need you behind that board.
Order the Code Red. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Did you order the Code Red?
Oh, man. Great movie. Alex, please tell me you've seen that movie.
Oh man, I hate to disappoint, but I have not. It is on the list.
Alex constantly disappoints when it comes to movies.
Ever since that drop made it into the system, it has been added onto the list.
Well, get it to the top of the list.
Yeah,
my
that's
guy.
gotta be
Like,
right
what
there.
are you doing today?
Yeah.
As soon as we hang up. Last question for you, from me. It was Cody Campbell or that Lubbock judge anywhere near the people at FIFA making this decision on the red card?
You know what? It kind of feels that way a little bit right now because there's the drama. There's so much drama regarding Flo Balogun and his suspension. There's so much drama regarding what the U.S. Federation and what the Belgian Federation have been going back and forth with FIFA about. FIFA is standing strong on their stance that the independent. And they made it very clear today that it was an independent board who made this decision. It wasn't Gianni Infantino, who's the president of FIFA, who ultimately made the call. It was made by their independent board that operates separately from FIFA. But they review these type of decisions. They review these type of incidences, and FIFA is holding strong on their stance that Flo Balogun can play due to the decision that was made by this independent board. Now, again, the question is, does Mauricio Pochettino elect to go with Flo Balogun tonight? And if Flo Balogun does make an appearance tonight for the U.S. men's national team, the Belgian Federation has already said that they will essentially, no matter how the game ends up, no matter which way the result goes, they will also be back in FIFA's ear, essentially asking for a review of the match because of a player that was suspended and is supposed to be suspended will make an appearance.
Did you order the Code Red?
All right. So give me your thoughts. Write the script. Now that you know what the roster looks like for Team USA up against Belgium. We had Kurt Heelan on, and Kurt said that Belgium, great team, but a little on the older side, whereas you got Team USA, a little bit younger, a little bit more athletic, but maybe not have that same level of experience. You got a rabid crowd there in Seattle. That place is going to be rocking with the 12. So how do you see this one playing out?
Well, I think them being in Seattle is a major factor. Having that 12th man, that home field advantage, will play a huge part in this game tonight. Kurt, I think, absolutely hit it on the head. It is an older Belgium, and to be honest, have been pretty inconsistent throughout the course of this tournament. They haven't been, the Belgium of old, and Belgium in previous editions of the World Cup have disappointed. Sometimes they've crashed out in the 16, similar to they have tonight. I imagine that the U.S., again, whether Balogun plays or not, they'll use their speed, they'll use their physicality to try to get in behind a very good Belgian defense. And if Belgium plays how they played against Senegal in that first half in the round of 32 game, I think the U.S. can take advantage with that physicality inside the box and can take advantage getting in behind the defense. The U.S., I think, has a really, really good shot of advancing tonight. Maybe not favored, even though they're on home soil, but they got a good shot at moving on tonight.
All right, Alex, appreciate it. Thanks for your time, and we look forward to catching up with you again here very soon.
Thanks as always, guys. Appreciate it.
And, by the way, if Team USA wins, he will get 90 seconds. But we're not cutting him down to 30 if Team USA loses, though, because we still need to be doing these updates.
That's debatable.
Oh, come on, Lloyd. I think you're a little aggressive on that.
I'm going to file an injunction.
Hey, that red card, come on, that was such garbage.
It was garbage, why are you taking it out on Alex, though?
No, I'm not taking it out on Alex. I'm taking it out on soccer.
Do you realize how much airtime means to this guy?
That's a moment to shine.
He had a
man.
whole show.
Oh, it's true.
He did have a whole show, if you remember right on Thursday.
Surprised we were invited back.
That is true.
We had already talked soccer several times.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Lloyd, go ahead and spin that wheel.
Giannis.
Giannis is Giannis, and he wants Milwaukee to love him on his way out.
I think they should love him.
He won a title for him.
Won a
Absolutely
title,
should.
stayed, re-signed.
Yeah.
Tried to win more. and they just kept sending his buddies out of town and bringing in guys that, while on paper look great, hard to win.
Yeah, it was just never going to be set up well for him. But he posts his obligatory thank you, Milwaukee, blah, 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 but I'm out. Milwaukee's going to strip that thing down and try to regroup. But, yeah, I'd say if you're a Milwaukee Buck fan, you slap Giannis on the back. You say thank you very much. You can go chase a title somewhere else because you gave us a trophy and a parade. You can't ask for much more than that.
Giannis has said, I hope bringing a trophy to this city meant something to them because it meant so much to me. I want you to hear it from my mouth. The city of Milwaukee will always be in my heart. This is my home. So a nice step. You know, you don't have to do that stuff.
No.
And, you know, rightfully so. I think the fact that he took a championship to Milwaukee, I mean, Milwaukee was not a player.
Nope.
Hadn't been since Pressey and, man, there were some of the great Sid Moncrief, back in those days. But even then, not enough, you know. So did great things for the city, and I like that seems to be ending on a good note.
It was Lou Alcindor in Milwaukee, right?
That's right.
Before Kareem.
That was his very, very close. And I guess it was a personality because it was part of him.
Yeah.
It's a different name.
So, yeah, and Milwaukee won't be a player without him. They weren't a player with him or before him. There won't be one without him. You stumbled into something special there. You got a title out of it. And, yeah, I'd say that's pretty solid. Can't complain one bit.
Now you watch Tyler Hero chuck threes for a couple of years until they figure it out.
Oh, boy. That could be a little rough. All right, spin it.
Bucknell strength coach charged in hazing death.
This is an ugly story here, Coach.
Nasty. 2024 death of a freshman football player that just happened to coincide with some undue conditioning in severe heat. The player ended up collapsing and passing, and everybody thought it was over. And they've come back, circled back, and the strength coach being held responsible for his part in it.
The strength coach subjected Dickey and other players to 100 up-downs and several full-body plank drills in spite of training and direction from other coaches that such exercises were not appropriate or safe for use of training. Dickey was visibly struggling, and the strength and conditioning coach did not summon help until Dickey had passed out. Yeah, this dude probably needs to go to jail for a long time.
And reason I put it on here is it's seriously, you know, it's not macho. It's not, hey, be a man like this. That's pretty big stuff. So I think everybody has a responsibility. Everybody coaches at different levels. And, you know, there's a part where you take it and a part where you let it go. And I just think this is a great reminder. You know, this dude made it about him.
Yeah.
And bad things happen. So just a good reminder and a sad story nonetheless.
Well, and that's the one thing too. Like I've always told my kids whenever they're playing or in part of any organization that I will always back your coaches. But the thing is, I will back my coaches when, in regards of playing time, in regards of those kind of things. Like if a coach says, "I don't think you're good enough to play," or "I don't think you're good enough to start over this other guy," I will always back the coach. But when I ever feel like my son's safety is being threatened, then that's a different thing.
Like locked in a shed or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like there are certain moments where you realize, okay, that's a coach that's trying to act like a tough guy. That's not a coach that's trying to make your player better and make him stronger. You can see where that line is. And when you're doing things like this, when other coaches are saying like, "Hey, no, don't be doing this," then you're just trying to be like a tough guy. You watch that stupid show on ESPN about Bear Bryant. You earn your water. Okay, stop. That was a long time ago. Life's not like that anymore.
No, and it is. I mean, that's the perfect point. I think there is a line where everybody wants to push, but you know, Little League football's nuts. I've watched coaches out there. And so I think just a good reminder community-wide that at the highest levels of sport, the number one concern is player safety.
Yes.
You know, and it's obviously football's a little late to that game, but they're getting, you know, they're certainly making strides. I think everybody at the community level can do the same.
All right, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We'll wrap up this bad boy next. Get you ready for Jake Scott straight ahead right here on the Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest name. You're locked on to Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, next time you hear from Coach and I as a show, you're going to hear from Coach a little bit coming up next with Jake Scott. But next time you and I will be on the air together, we will be down in Frisco, Texas. Big 12 Media Day kicking off tomorrow. Fired up, Coach. You'll love this stuff.
Yeah, we'll be live all day, won't we?
Yep. From early morning to late night, we've got you covered. And, in fact, if you're in the area, come on by. We may even throw you on the air. Like, if you're just... if
you got any credentials?
You got some random that can talk your way in there? Hey, come on in.
Seems to know his stuff, Scotty. Let's give him a segment. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get there. As crazy as it is, I lived in Texas. My family lives. I've never been to Frisco. So this will be a first for me. Yeah, I've been to everything around it. But Frisco, when I lived there, was just merely fields. Lots of fields.
I called a bowl game in that soccer stadium. Utah State played a bowl game there. And they stayed there and practiced at the Star and all that stuff. So incredible facilities. And Jerry Jones, let's just say, is pretty much created that. Well, not created the town, but pretty much developed the town.
Yeah, he's given people a lot of things to do right there close. And, you know, everything's marked with the Star.
Yes. Got to have that
notorious star. So I'm excited to meet the people, the personalities, you know, in the league that make it happen.
Well, and that's the fun thing about these media days is that you're going to have a lot of people down there, and it's going to get a little crazy. The old Pac-12 really had a very structured system, and it was awesome because they would have handlers for every player and every coach, and they had a very detailed schedule. And so you knew at this time who you'd be talking to, how long you'd have them, and then when they were gone, then another person would come right in, and it was just, I mean.
That train ran on time.
You could set your watch to it. Look, there were a lot of issues with the Pac-12, and a couple commissioners that did their best to run it into the ground. In fact, they did run it into the ground. But one thing they did very well is they knew how to handle their media days. It was awesome. The Big 12, on the other hand, they have really captured a free-for-all and they've essentially turned it into Super Bowl media day when pretty much anybody who's anybody can come in there, and it's just a try to grab a person, throw them on the air, and see what you can get away with. It's you eat what you kill down at Big 12 media day.
I'll wear my sneakers.
Yes, and
so I'm deft.
And we'll have Stone down there. He'll be fighting people.
Oh, he's ready to mad dog.
Yeah,
he is ready.
So we'll have fun.
I prepped him. I said, "Gonna be a little bit." I feel like it's gonna be more chaotic than it was last year. So just plan on it.
Yeah. So just buckle up.
Tell him it's not really kidnapping if you let him go within about 2 minutes of getting them in a hold and taking them somewhere.
Just grab them and steer them away from their handler.
Just bring them right to the seat. Our seat.
Carry some extra candy with you.
And maybe some zip ties.
Hey, you want a piece of candy?
Want some candy?
I'll do an interview.
Joey McGuire, do you like some bit of honey? You want to come over here?
Just like our remotes, just have candy out on the table. See who comes over to snake it.
And then, bam, Stone grabs him, throws him down in a chair, puts him on a headset, and we talk football.
I was at a remote out. It was out here on the plaza, pregame Jazz game, and they were really excited because they were going to do it upright. And so somebody from the station came and literally dumped this big bucket of candy and just candy all over the table. And this is a true story. So everybody's starting to get there, and a woman comes up and she said, "Are these for the public?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. You can go ahead." She opened up her backpack and commenced to take every single one of them off the table into a backpack. And I'm certainly not going to stop her. It's not my job. But, yeah, it was quite a scene. Give them one.
The freeloaders out there.
Take them all.
That's the only thing I've disliked about radio, especially remotes and stuff like that. The freeloaders, man. Oof. gets the blood boiling. It really does.
I think that's offset, though, by the autograph requests. It does amazing things for my confidence.
You get more autograph requests than the freeloaders.
Oh, yeah. The freeloaders aren't they're not that much.
No, there's not very many of them.
And they've been kind of whittled out.
Yeah.
Phil isn't around anymore.
And when
I don't even think he's with us.
Phil may not even be with us anymore. Yeah.
When I say autograph requests, it's certainly the people that are trying to go through a different avenue to get to Scotty. And I've worked out a little side gig.
Tim, I don't think that's the case. There's been a few.
Oh no, that's all about people want their coach.
Hey, you're a great partner, my guy.
Hey, so tomorrow you'll hear from, I believe, is it BYU tomorrow?
BYU's tomorrow.
Okay.
Utah's on Wednesday.
All right, yeah. So it'll be a heavy BYU show tomorrow. They've split up, so you'll have Kalani Sitake tomorrow, and then Morgan Scalley and the Utah crew coming up on Wednesday.
Early morning Wednesday
Yes.
for Morg, from my understanding.
Yes. So we'll have all the players, all the coaches that are there, and we'll have it covered. I'm
Didn't
fired
even
up.
realize we were live at that time, but yeah, we are.
We'll be live.
We are live all day. The only station that will be live and local from 7A to 7A to
as
6P.
long as we need to be.
Yeah,
If
whatever we need.
If I had a horn, I'd honk it.
Honk. Deservedly so. Also, when you look at what you've got in terms of the questions, I know Joey McGuire is going to get talked about by Sorsby. I don't really plan on bringing up Sorsby if he sits down, but I will bring up is, okay, how close is Will Hammond? Do you anticipate him week 1? Do you anticipate him week 3 against Houston? Because the Sorsby thing's in the rearview mirror. Okay, it's over, done with. Put it to bed. Doesn't matter. I know a lot of people are going to ask him about him. If it's up to me, I'm not going to bring up Sorsby at all. But what I do want to talk about is how close is Hammond? Because if he does play, if you're a University of Utah fan, you can see how good that kid is when he gets it dialed in.
Well, and we've heard a couple of different times from different analysts, Shehan being one of them, that the quarterback issue would not have been an issue at Texas Tech had Will Hammond completely been healthy, because that was the guy all along that they wanted to be in there. So to me, it's just a matter of how he gets back from everything, how he acclimates. But in terms of talent, I don't know that there's that big of a drop-off unless you're kind of factoring in the injury, and there's always time. That always takes some time and effectiveness away in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt. And that, and it's just a matter of trying to make sure that you're dialed in, you're settled in, and your team knows who they have to rally around. And that's going to be a bit of a concern for Texas Tech, because I think those guys are going to go through a good chunk of fall camp without him being available. He'll be there, but he won't be practicing at a high level. And then you'll get into the season, and it probably won't be until week 3 at the earliest. And so you've got a team like, okay, is it this week? Is it this week? Is it this week? It's kind of like back with the University of Utah when they were dealing with Cam Rising. Is it? No. No. And so it's that week-to-week thing, and I think that can take a toll on the team.
Man, that was brutal. Wasn't it? Every week just gearing up for, not quite ready.
And you kept hearing from Kyle Whittingham, oh, it's going to be soon. No. Oh, it's good. Nope. And I think that took a toll, and that's why you had a year that wasn't particularly good, a couple of years that weren't particularly good, just because of that.
I see a bad moon rising on that whole thing. It was just brutal.
Which is uncomfortable too, because he was a good kid, and when he was healthy, he was great. And I could totally understand why Utah tried to slow play it as long as they could, because you wanted to do right by him, and you knew he was a great option. But after a while, you just had to cut bait and move on.
One thing will be interesting, and I've talked to a bunch of BYU and Utah people in preparation for the season, because, man, I love to get the fans' angle. It's fun. And then also talking to people inside both buildings. It's really going to come down to a lot of it. Bear and Dampier are a lot the same in terms of, effective with their feet. Certainly, can really look good. But ultimately, I think to be great quarterbacks, you got to be able to throw the ball downfield. Like, both of them have to consistently be able to throw the ball downfield. And BYU is going to be a little tougher this year because his receivers aren't going to be as good. My guy from American Fork, he made him look really good last year. Cavemen, of course.
Yeah. By the way, we went a whole show today without talking about the fact that you got Bronco Mendenhall to sing the American Fork Fight song.
I was as shocked as you were, but I just went with it.
And boy, he was right there with you. Just right there with you.
We were kind of sitting there, and, he's Bronx, so he sat down, and he has a relationship with you. So he's, in conversations, you typically read how people are going. And he was answering your question and making eye contact with you. And so just waiting my turn. I didn't want to, trying to think of something,
And he actually, old AFI, yes, we will love you till we die. Our banner's bright of red and white. We'll be a beacon through the night. Oh, yeah, it's right there.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part, though, is coming up. Dramatic arts.
Football and track.
Football and track.
We'll always bring the honors back. We'll sing your praises to the sky.
Bronco
we'll
and
always
I will always fight for
AFI.
Go. So anyway, that's our shout out for the...
And he laughed.
And he laughed. He was no, there's sometimes Bronco will go along with you in an interview, and you're like, okay, he really doesn't want to do this, but he's playing a good sport. He was not just being a good sport. He was enthusiastically involved in that.
I'm the coach whisperer. That's another tag.
Yes,
so if you have a coach that needs to laugh, needs to sing, holler.
There you go. All right, coming up next, Jake Scott is going to be hanging out with you, Coach, for the first hour of the show. And then we'll all hop on a plane and head down to Dallas. It's all right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.